Hi guys, it's your girl B Michelle coming at you with another Dollar Tree DIY. So I'm using some picture frames here. These are two 5x7 picture frames, but they are actually two different sizes as far as length. One is shorter than the other, and they have different textures on the outside. One has little grooves in it, and the other one is a smooth texture. So I'm using both of these frames to create this piece that I'm about to show you guys. So I took the back off of the larger 5x7 frame, and I'm taking one of the square mirrors that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I left the glass in the frame, and I also left the little trim, the little white trim. That's optional. You can take that part out if you want, because it really doesn't show, but I left it in there, and I hot glued the frame. I hot glued the mirror down to the frame. I just put a layer of hot glue. Well, first you want to clean your mirror, and you also want to clean your glass to make sure it's clear of any debris, and because it's going to be see-through. So you want to make sure that's clean. So I just cleaned it off with some glass cleaner and a paper towel. And I'm taking some of the hot glue, and I just put a layer of the hot glue on the top and the bottom, and I'm just gluing it onto the glass itself. I didn't put any hot glue on the sides of the mirror. You can do that if you want to, but I didn't put any on there. So I'm basically going to just place that on top of the frame on the glass portion. It's like I'm using the back side of the frame. So I'm placing the mirror where it can be seen through the front side of the frame. So next I'm taking the frame, the glass portion and the mirror out of the frame so I can hot glue it down to the frame itself. I want it to be secure inside of this frame. So I'm just running a layer of hot glue around the rim of the frame, and I'm just going to place the glass portion back on top of that just to adhere it all together. I also hot glued that other piece of cardboard that was in the back of the frame. I glued that down as well. The next step is to take some of the gems, and these are the gems that have the light on the bottom, where the light that changes colors. You can pick these up from the Dollar Tree as well. They also have the other type gems, usually in the floral section. But these are the ones that's usually in the section where the candle holders are. So these are the ones that I'm using. You can use the other ones if you desire to use the other ones as well. Either ones will work. So I'm just taking some hot glue and just putting a dab of hot glue on the gem, and I'm just placing it down on the frame. I'm not doing it any particular way. They're being randomly placed. You can put as little or as much as you want. And with the mirror being there, if you decide you want to put less, it's going to look like a little bit more because the mirror is going to show the reflection. I actually put a little bit more on that first layer than I should have because I didn't put as many on the other layers, but it's however you decide you want to do yours is fine. So I'm just basically just randomly placing this, and I'm going to go on to the next step. So once you have your gems placed, I use another glass. These are some glass pieces that I had left over from another DIY. I had several pieces of glass left over from another DIY that I did with a painting, and I created a wall sconce using picture frames. So these are some extra leftover pieces of glass from those picture frames. I don't really throw any of my pieces away because I never know when I want to use them for another project. So these are just extra pieces that were left over from another DIY. But these were also some 5x7 frames as well. But they were smaller, but they will hold a 5x7 picture. So they are the same far as the 5x7 part. So that's what I use to fill these layers. So these are also 5x7 pieces of glass. So I'm just taking the acrylic gems, and I'm placing some more on the glass, and I'm filling in the spots that I did not fill in on the other portion. And I'm basically going to adhere those two pieces together. You do want to clean up any excess glue, and you will have a lot of excess glue on here with doing this project because you're working with such small you're doing like small dabs of glue to adhere to the acrylic gems to the frame. So you're going to have a lot of the glue strings. You do want to make sure you clean all of those up before you adhere the pieces together. So basically I just put some on there and I'm flipping it over, and I'm going to put hot glue on one side, on both sides actually. I'm putting some hot glue on the pieces that I just added, and I'm going to randomly put hot glue on the pieces that were already adhered to the other side of the frame. And I'm just going to put these two pieces together. And if you have any pieces that did not really stick, you can just kind of lightly lift and just stick the glue gun up underneath and just kind of fill in with the glue. So basically that's all I'm doing in these clips here, is trying to fill in where the frames did not really touch as well. So you just take the hot glue gun, turn it sideways, and just kind of fill in to make it stick together better. So this is how it looks so far. You can actually stop here if you wanted to and just add the other little lights if you wanted to add the lights. Or you can keep on building it up and making it bigger like I'm doing here. So basically I'm taking the lights that came with those acrylic gems. I'm taking the piece of paper out that stops the battery from working. So, and I'm putting the battery back in and just making sure that it works. And I'm taking some hot glue and I'm gluing it on the side of the frame. I actually prefer to glue it to the glass that I just added, the extra layer in between those two layers of glass with the acrylic gems and that layer of glass that I just placed on there. I prefer to place it in between there and glue it onto that, but I did not. I didn't think about it until after I had hot glued it down to the frame. And when I tried to take it off, it was destroying the frame, so I just left it there. But basically I'm just gluing it to where the top part is actually glued down. The bottom part where you twist it to turn it on, it's not, that part is not glued because you want to leave it hanging so you'll be able to turn your piece on and off. So basically I'm putting another layer here. I'm doing the same steps again, just randomly placing the hot glue and the acrylic gems and basically adding an extra layer and just doing the same steps and gluing, adding more glue to the gems and adhering the two pieces together. And I'm cleaning up any excess glue along the way, at least trying to, but there's plenty of glue. So basically just putting those two pieces together. I use another glass piece, another 5x7 glass piece from a previous project, and added an extra layer. So I'm just adhering it down, and you follow those same steps basically. If you need to fill in with the hot glue, just use the glue gun and fill in with the hot glue. So that's how it looks with another layer. And now I'm taking the other frame and I'm actually just gluing the glass down to the frame to make sure that it's secured. So I'm just running a layer of hot glue and adding the glass back to the frame. And I'm going to also repeat the other steps again with basically adding more gems and the hot glue and just adhering this on top of the next layer. This will be the final layer. So I'm just adding more acrylic gems and just basically repeating those same steps. And I'm going to adhere this frame on top of the last layer, and this will be a final layer. So just adding more glue, and you just want to stand over your piece and make sure that you place everything and make sure it's all centered. Since this piece is smaller than the first piece, you just want to make sure that it's all centered and make sure everything is glued down. And like I said, repeat those steps. So if you have any pieces that's loose, just take the hot glue and just run run it through, just lightly lift, and just add the extra hot glue wherever it's needed. And next, the last thing would be putting the back on. So for the final step, that's basically just taking the backing of the frame. This is the larger backing of the frame. And just taking some of the foil here. You may want to use a better quality foil than this. It's just a little thin, cheap foil. I think this may be from the Dollar Tree. I don't know, but it's just a really thin foil. You may want to use heavy duty foil that won't tear as easy as this kind. And I'm just basically just taking some of the hot glue and just running a layer around, and so they can stick to the backing of the frame. And I'm just going to fold over the extra pieces, and I'm trimming away the extra pieces, the excess pieces, with the scissors. And basically that's it. And I'm just going to put this back on the back side of the frame, and those little tabs is there. Just make sure you fold those little tabs in on the back of the frame, because I never did do anything with those. So you just want to turn your piece over and just place it back on there, just like you place a picture inside the frame, and you just want to place the back on there. One more thing, I did use a toothbrush, and I tried to go in wherever the toothbrush would fit. I went in and tried to clean up any excess glue. It does work with trying to get that excess glue. So wherever I can make this toothbrush fit, I went in and tried to clean up any excess glue. So this is how it looks, you guys. You can turn it on if you want the lights to be on the same color at the same time. You want to try to turn both on at the same time. If it doesn't matter, if you want the lights to be alternating, where one color, it could be two different colors going, just turn them on at different times, or you don't have to turn it on at all. So basically it can sit on a desk, it can sit on a dresser, you can put it on the wall. If you do decide to put it on the wall, I would suggest using some heavy duty command strips, because it is a little heavy with all the glass and everything. So I would suggest using some good command strips for the weight of the project. I wouldn't recommend using just the tabs that's on the back of the frame itself, because I don't think that would hold it. So basically that's it. You can also bling out the frame if you want to add more bling. I just chose not to do that. But basically that's it. It's just something pretty to look at, just sitting on a desk or sitting on a dresser, or just sitting somewhere in your home just for home decor. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching, and thank you to all of my new subscribers. And if you like this video and want to see more content like this, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell. And also leave me comments, and you can also share these videos. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day. And until next time, bye.